The Black Plague was a horrible disease that killed 30 to 50% of Europe. It led to the people losing faith in the Catholic Church and soon enough into the beginning of the Reformation. Religion needed to change, and the sickness led the people to believing that. If they were all dying, had they sinned so greatly? If they were doing what the Church told them to, then why didn't God stop their suffering? The Catholic Church was corrupt. They were selling indulgences and going against what the Bible said. One day, a man named Martin Luther stood against the church by writing his famous 95 Thesis and posting it upon the doors of the church. This pamphlet was about the way that the church should be acting. Of course, the Roman Catholic Church didn't like this, and of course, since the church was mad, he got excommunicated. Because that was how this works. You either get kicked out, or you get killed.
In 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail to find an easier route to Asia, but rather than finding Asia, he found America. When the European leaders found out about this, they rushed out to claim land. Trade sparked between Europe and the Americas. Europe spread things like livestock, sugarcane, bananas, and more, while America traded things like tomatoes, tobacco, and sweet potatoes. The most sad thing traded was the disease, which killed many, but without the tomatoes, we wouldn't have pizza, which is obviously the most important thing here.
Pope Sixtus IV sent painters to paint the Sistine Chapel. It was first the sky with stars, it was kind of whack, but he insisted that Michael should paint the painting. This took a total of 4 years, was from 1477 to 1480. What a long time. This art includes the Last Judgment and the creation of Adam, and it was a cornerstone work of Renaissance art.
In 1513, Machiavelli wrote the book, The Prince, because he desperately wanted to get back into politics. He wanted to win the favor of Lorenzo de' Medici, the governor of Florence, and the person whom the book was dedicated to. The book began to criticize as immoral, evil, and wicked.
In 1588, the Spanish Armada, a fleet of more than 100 ships belonging to the all-powerful Spain, engaged in battle with Britain, which at the time Elizabeth I had ruled. Elizabeth was a very influential and powerful woman leader and defeated the Spanish Armada, ending their power and making England the dominant force. On June 20th, 1789, the National Assembly, made up of the Third Estate, since kicked out of Versailles, went to a tennis court and took an oath in France. The oath meant they had to swear never to break up their so-called group and fight for the Constitution they deserved. They felt like they wanted this Constitution, but they didn't know there was a big revolution yet to come.
On July 14, 1789, in Paris, France, the storming of Bastille occurred. It was during the French Revolution. The Bastille represented royal authority and was a medieval fortress, army, and political prison. The people came in and destroyed the entire building as an act of resistance toward the current king, Louis XV.
On September 5th, 1793, the Reign of Terror began because of the power Jacobins had gotten with Robespierre as their leader. To prevent people who were seen as the enemy of the revolution from stopping it, they killed them with a guillotine. How fun. Pretty soon this Robespierre guy got pretty powerful. Revolutionaries turned against their leader. They did something about it on July 28th. Chop goes the guillotine and he is dead. No more terror or Robespierre.
The Siege of Toulon was the first war Napoleon Bonaparte fought in. This war was from September 18, 1793 to December 18, 1793. This was during the French Revolutionary War. The young artillery officer Napoleon Bonaparte won his first military victory by forcing the withdrawal of the Anglo-Spanish fleet, from which was occupying the southern French city of Toulon and its forts. Napoleon, for efforts, was given the rank of Brigadier General, even though he got shanked by some anti-revolutionary Dusbey.